What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 6th IeSF World Championship. I'm Tasteless. Joined with me is Artosis and Frodan. Hi, guys.
Yo. How's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. We're in our final best of 5. It is going to be our player from Azerbaijan, A-Land, up against Austria, Yhone. Am I saying this right?
Yhone.
Yhone. All right, I was testing you. Very good. Obviously, home field advantage here. Is anybody here rooting for the player from Azerbaijan? All right, we got a delayed reaction. For a sec, I was like, whoa, that's really awkward. And then everybody's like, yes, we are. So this is going to be interesting. Let's talk about the classes that they picked here. For our player from Azerbaijan, Druid, Warrior, Warlock, Priest, and Hunter. And for our player from Austria, Druid, Rogue, Hunter, Warrior, Warlock. Now, for Austria, Warlock was banned, and for Azerbaijan, his Hunter was banned.
Okay, so looking at this, hold on. I actually like the Azerbaijan decks. Like,
you do?
Yeah, a little bit. As far as classes go, it seems pretty solid. Like, he has some good anti-Hunter in there. Some decks that definitely can deal with Hunter, and then he's got his Warlock open, right? So that's nice.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Rogue being a big X factor here. I don't think Hunter is the big deciding factor for Yhone. So I think it'll be really influential that you have Rogue available to you in the series. Depends on how it pans out. We've seen Priest and Druid. Those classes can struggle against Miracle Rogue.
Yeah.
Artosis' first class pick, who do you think they're going to go for? Oh, we're actually about to see. It looks like they're both
I think it's going to be, well, we see one of them might go Warlock. The other one has it banned. To look at that a little bit
Yeah, go
more.
ahead and take a look at that list real fast there.
I think it does depend, once again, on what kind of Warlock it is, too, right?
Yeah, is it Zoo or is it Handlock?
It changes up the matchup a significant portion. I still think they're safe starts. Druid is a pretty safe start. Hunter is a reasonably safe start as well.
Yeah. I think we just saw Druid was being started by Yhone.
Okay.
So as far as Alon goes, looks like he's going to start with Druid as well. Was that? I believe.
Druid versus Druid.
All right.
I mean, Druid is a sleeper deck, and it's not really that well kept of a secret anymore, especially if you have 5 decks to bring.
Yeah, one of those is probably going to be Druid, right?
It's solid. It's a solid choice.
Okay, so we're in the ban phase. Looks like
have we really
our Austrian player will be keeping Wrath and Shade of Naxxramas?
Yeah.
Seems good.
Yeah, can't disagree with that.
And as far as the other side goes, probably going to be throwing back that Lotheb 100%. Is Wrath really a card that you need to keep?
Yeah, in this matchup, you got to wonder, is that actually a necessary card? Whether it's 3 damage or 1 damage, how is that going to get you a lead in this matchup?
I used to think that keeping Ancient of Lore was also a viable mulligan strategy. What do you think, Artosis? Because has that phased away? Because people used to do that in the older days.
It's very interesting, actually, because especially, I guess, if you're starting the coin or something, you have a bit more card selection. But I think it can be doable if it's going to be a slow game. The thing is, if he gets out to a blazing start and you have Ancient of Lore in your hand, you're like, well, I guess I feel like a fool now. The thing is, most of these decks have slowed down a little bit. They aren't quite as full of early minions as before.
Sure.
We'll turn to Austria now. He does have Innervate. He does have Shade of Naxxramas. Is that a good play here? You guys are the experts. Tell me, is it worth innovating and getting the 3 out?
There's a 3 and 2 5s, so I think you wait till next turn maybe. You coin the 3 and then
innovate out of 5.
Okay. Yeah, that actually sounds a lot better. Good call.
Yeah, your curve is what you value here. If you use Innervate, you're trading your curve essentially for a +1 buff on your Shade of Naxxramas, which may or may not make a difference. I'm leaning at not making a difference, though.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards that as well.
That's right.
Now, obviously, there's only one play here, but you could see he's still taking his time right now.
Oh, he's starting to do some bluff tactics here, Jason.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay,
man.
because obviously we see the cards he has in his hand, but he's actually, this is acting.
That's right.
It is, man.
Acting. Say it with me, guys. Acting. Yes.
Give him an Academy Award.
And so he's actually holding out a card and saying, okay, he wants to make it look like maybe he has a 2-mana card. What could that be? And I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That really goes to show us why this guy has gotten this far.
Good draw, by the way.
That is really good.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
still
sick.
like coining out the shade. Because what happens, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Before he didn't have anything to play on turn 4. So, like, if he went for, and I think coining out the shade is viable now because you're going to get it building up in time for by the time turn 5 rolls around, it can match, the Druids with the Claw, the Sludge Belchers, etc.
Absolutely, and when you think about it, right, he's going to use over the next 2 turns 4 cards in his hand. So there's actually even a possibility if his curve fills in a little bit that he just holds on to Wild Growth to cycle later on.
I mean, it's entirely possible, even though we're on turn 2.
Yeah.
Well, is that going to get used?
Yeah, I have to.
See, serious, deep thought here from Austria.
No,
It's really good play.
It's a strong play for sure, especially because you have Innervate. Now, if he didn't have it, you can argue that maybe he could go for it because you set up your curve a little bit better. But still, I think getting the shade out a little bit earlier is okay.
Absolutely. Well, this
there's
is
no good play here.
No. This is rough for Alond. Like, to have to hero power multiple turns in a row is so bad.
Yeah.
So weak.
Yeah, really bad opener here. I was wondering if he's actually going to try to fake anything else with his cards in his hand.
Well, I mean, at this point, if you're faking, there's just really nothing else that's going on.
Yeah.
Like, if your opponent says, well, he's holding a card twice over in 2 turns in a row, the only thing viable could be his Innervate. There's no other reason to hold on to a card and not play
And
it.
you would innervate something if you were going to.
Right.
If you had to innervate. So, well, at least his curve will fill out. It's not like the other Druid. Well, I guess he is getting a Blazing Start as of this turn.
Okay, so for turn 3 here. Question, do you innervate out Sludge Belcher? Is that a good play? Or do you want to use Wild Growth here instead? Actually, I guess maybe Wild Growth would be better. What do you think?
Well, I guess it would bring you to 5 next turn. You could innervate Ancient of Lore.
Yeah.
I like that. I think if you innervate out Lotheb to get ahead of a Yeti, that's also okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Lotheb will be the big swing that you expect to, like, lock the game out all the time. In fact, just having a body, 5/5 body itself is pretty intimidating. But I think both lines are viable here.
Yeah, I'm actually preferring the Lotheb play, to be honest. I feel like I'd be going to face with this hand. He's already got half the combo. He's got an Ancient of Lore to dig. He's got this Shade already out. I feel like, because he could have attacked with Shade as well if he had done the Lotheb, because you're just not going to remove it. So,
oh, you're so right. That's actually a lot of damage being pushed back. That's 12 damage over the course of 2 turns.
Yeah. So, I would have liked that personally, but it looks like he's going for the more conservative play.
Well, either way, he still puts out 5/5 next turn.
Yeah. Yeti here?
No objection for me.
Yeah.
That's the only play,
Like, Hero Power Pass is still pretty good.
Hero Power.
He gets Wild Growth 2 turns late, too, by the way. That's definitely a sad moment.
It is. Still, his hand has quality cards, so see how that works out for him.
Well, now I think Ancient of Lore is almost too good to pass up here.
Yeah, and he simply cannot attack with the Shade, unfortunately.
No, definitely not worth it to do that.
No. So
the alternative would be play one of his 5 drops here.
Druid of the Claw, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you can also make a case that Druid of the Claw is strongest in taunt mode now because he can't have Black Knight on the following turn.
Oh, that's a very good point.
So that's also a case that you can make here. One of your taunts could be strongest here as opposed to later.
yeah,
that could make Sludge Belcher a little
I
stronger
like
later
the
on,
Ancient,
too.
though. I kind of like digging. It's nice to have an Innervate in hand because it can make the combo more dangerous.
Well,
But
it's also a 5/5 buy that challenges the Yeti directly.
yeah,
You might, if you get 2 mana spent on hero power, that's really good for the Druid player.
yeah.
Oh man, he even picked up his own Black Knight. That's so scary because his opponent might have Druid the Claw and in taunt mode.
Yeah, it's great to have going into turn 6 for sure. Again, I would assume Spectral Knight. Alon just not with the same draw that we see here from Austria.
Yeah.
He's really far ahead in tempo. He squeezed in 4 extra mana over the course of 2 turns.
Indeed he has, but you know what? If the board stabilizes, Alond has 2 Ancient of Lores, so that's one good way to fight back in. But the thing is, his hand seems so slow.
I feel like it's a time issue, not a resource issue at this stage.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just swipe the shade.
Yeah,
can't
I
do
wish. I think actually Hero Power plus Yeti into this 5/5, and then Wild Growth is actually quite nice.
And I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Take a look at this now.
This actually this is a good turn for him overall, even though it looks kind of crappy. Like, it does set him up for his Ancient of Lore the next turn.
Yeah, but now you can attack with Shade of Nexramus. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's where it starts getting very difficult to deal with. And, you know, if I were him, I think I just slam Druid of the Claw, right, and taunt, and a charge mode and attack.
Yeah, definitely charge here.
Man, 5/5 Nexramus now, too.
Right. Well, because what starts getting crazy here, Jason, is when if you expect your opponent to be playing Ancient of Lore next turn, it's like, well, that's cool. I get 2 turns of 9 attack, and I have Savage Roar in hand. You know, I have Loatheb to even lock him out of potentially using spells. I have Silence and Anti-Taunt. Like, what can my opponent do? Like, I think this is an opportunity for Yhone to recognize I can go ham.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, he should. I mean, just looking at the way the draws they both have so far, I can't see Yhone losing this. I mean, unless something crazy happens. This is a lot of great cards.
Where shall I strike?
Cat mode. Oh,
Maybe not.
Bear with us, guys, while we wait.
wow.
All right.
That was really good.
Wow. So 19 HP now.
My greetings.
It's getting
for
down there.
Alarmed. That's
Getting
pretty
down there.
scary. He's got 2 Ancients of Lore in hand. We just saw the Sun Fury Protector drawn here as well.
That Shade is
Man.
out of control. He needed Keeper of the Grove or something.
Just as nothing, though.
Just
You know, I would almost Ancient of Lore and draw cards because you need to get lucky from here on out. Maybe you draw an Innervate, you pop out the Sun Fury, you slow things down.
Oh, yeah, that could.
Well,
Yeah, I guess you have to gamble here, don't you?
I think
There's
you
not-
do have to gamble. Like,
There's
if
not a
you're
lot
not
of tools at your
gambling,
disposal to turn this around right now. Otherwise,
well, you could go Spectral and Sun Fury. What do you think about that, Frodan?
Spectral and Sun Fury just gets killed by Shade next turn. So
Yeah, that is true.
I was thinking if there's a way to remove with Force of Nature effectively, and that the answer is no too. So I think your best answer is actually to heal yourself with.
You like
Ancient of
healing
Lore.
over the drawing?
Yeah,
really
you're not
just
worried about
crossing your
cards.
fingers for the next turn.
Well, it's just stalling for as long as you can. You get to combo, you can potentially clear fast, or like clear the entire thing. Like, you're just in survival mode. You're out tempoed by your opponent the entire time.
That is a fact.
Time waits for no one.
Like, actually, Spectral Knight and Sun Fury Protector actually might lose you the game if he has combo with Innervate.
Okay,
Well,
so
if he has combo with Innervate, you're not winning this game no matter what.
That's true.
6/6 Nexramus now. Chillwind Yeti is another card drawn. All these cards are fantastic.
Yeah, he's
Yhone.
got a good hand. It's
Yeah.
just it's
then
gonna
we-
kill him before he gets to
Right.
use it all.
I mean, now you just Loatheb, and you just push, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 10 damage. Come on. 10 damage and a 5/5 out, and you can't cast spells the next turn. What are you gonna do? Tell me what you're gonna do, Frodan.
You're gonna win.
Yeah, well, I meant from poor
Oh,
Alon's side.
Yeah,
gonna-
that would
you're-
actually be the opposite.
You're gonna lose.
You're going to die.
It looks like it. It's so tough.
The really nasty thing too is he doesn't even need Force of Nature anymore. He's got a lot of resilient bodies with Loatheb there. So then just Keeper the Grove to get past any taunt with Savage Roar is great. I mean, the Wrath for one is just to fill in the mana slot here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, this is a bit more of a conservative move.
Hey, he might run this 4/4.
Oh,
in. It is
that's
a
also
possibility.
okay too. Just swipe and push.
Yeah, swipe's pretty good.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Next
Wow,
turn,
I
you
think-
can big game Hunter the Shade of Nexramus. That's how long it stay alive.
Crazy.
Have you ever big game hunted an Undertaker?
That's why do you think I put BGH in my deck, man?
That's what it's for. It's the
No
main
other
target.
reason. Wow, I
Well-
really don't know what he can do here. I think he has to Wrath and try to draw for a card of some capacity. No, even then he
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have
what
enough
card
mana.
is he even looking for here?
I have no idea.
I don't think there's a card in his deck.
Maybe Sludge Belcher to stall?
Sludge Belcher could stall.
Oh,
That's
man.
true.
If you're trying to pull Sludge Belch right now to stall at 13 health against this board,
I mean, you have one more turn before a combo, hypothetically. Sludge Belcher gives you the time to stall, and perhaps even the ability to set up a good swipe. I don't know. Force of Nature still is not that strong of a clear.
no.
Like, you just clear one of them, and you can do it, but
I guess you have to, right? 6-6 is just too scary.
And
Shin X Rammus for perspective.
hero power here.
Sun Fury's okay too. Actually, I think Sun Fury was slightly better.
Okay.
Because you need something to challenge the board. It's tempting to him to might even give you some health. And the taunt that you can do for 2, you only can taunt 1 creature, which is not, we know is not going to do anything.
It's turn 8 now.
He can like just choose cards from his hand and play them at this point.
Yeah, you can put anything on the board, really.
Well, actually, what you want to make sure to do is to set up for potential lethal with Savage Roar. So you want 3 bodies. So instead of dropping like a 5-cost minion, as much as Lothep is usually ideal, I think Yeti and Keeper the Grove hit the face.
Yeah, I think do the 2 damage to him and just put him out there.
Because you still have Silence plus Savage Roar, or you know, Black Knight plus Savage Roar, whatever you want to do.
Well, as long as 2 bodies survive, I guess he's good. Looks like he does want to play the Lothep, which isn't like super surprising. Sure, I love that card.
It's fine. It's just a lot of power, and you thought
even if only Lothep lives, if he doesn't hero power, that's lethal anyways. Or even if he does, it's lethal.
Yeah,
there's like a million lethals here.
This is a choose your own adventure win for him.
There's just too much pressure, honestly.
I guess that's the only option he had was to heal up and get a taunt.
Yeah, but we know that this is not going to do anything because he's got many ways to kill his opponent. I think you should not show Black Knight. Just use Force of Nature Savage Roar. And kill him off your opponent.
That's right. Could tilt him too to see that he just drew into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And here we go. So that's going to do it here for game number 1. It was very one-sided to start this out. Pretty rough draw there for Alan.
If someone gets just simply put Wild Growth, they're going to be way ahead in Druid versus Druid. When you get like, well, I guess he didn't get Wild Growth till later on, but he had the Innervate, he had the coin, he had a good curve, and just too much pressure, whereas Alan had good cards, but they were all high mana. He had like 3 turns where he couldn't do anything.